Hi kindergartners, Miss Kathy here. We're about to review geometry. We haven't had a lesson in several weeks. So I thought I would show you guys, you girls actually, we're gonna go through and review your geometry notebooks and just make sure that you're not forgetting all that good knowledge that you had at one time. I'd given you some shape pages to color, and that kind of helped you remember with some of the basic shapes, but I just wanted to go through this today. There's really nothing for you to write down or do. It's just for you to watch and remember. Okay, I'm just picking up someone's folder and holding it up and saying, let's review. So this is Elena's. And remember what geometry is? Comes from the Greek word geo, meaning earth, and metri, meaning to measure. So Elena illustrated that picture of earth with different shapes on it. And remember we talked about the ancient mathematicians, that they were, they came up with these shapes, these basic shapes to help us measure earth and know what different, basically it's pretty much math and science. It ended up, so much of geometry has ended up helping people build buildings, fly into outer space. It's amazing. So we're just learning the very basics, but it's important and it gives us good vocabulary and it helps us know our shapes. So, okay, I'm gonna switch to Virginia. Let's see what she's got. All right, she's got our first three shapes. Do you remember the names of them? Obviously you can see them, and she made a design. The circle over the square with the triangle on top. Perfect. All right, next page. Oh, good. This is Emery's. It's easy to see. She made a creature. So on top of her square, she put what has two long sides and two short sides. It's a rectangle. And then beneath it is a shape we've been practicing on our shape page. Our trapezoid. That's right, it looks like a table. And that's what it means in Greek. All right, next person, Esther. We'll go to yours. We're just gonna review all of this. All right, our next shape had 5 sides, and the part of the name of it means 5. Penta means 5. So let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's a pentagon. A pentagon, and you made a design, Esther made a design out of the pentagon. All right, let's go back to Elena. After her pentagon, oh, I love this one. This is when you use the what shape? Not a circle, but an oval. That's right. And she made a snowman. Super cute. The oval. Next one. Let's see what Virginia has. Well, let's see. Virginia didn't color hers, but that's all right. So she made or traced the curvilinear triangle. That's this one. Curvilinear triangle. These are part of our metal inset shapes. And then down here, it kind of looks like our 4-leaf clover, and we call it, she wrote the word up top, quatrefoil. Everybody say quatrefoil. Quatra means 4, and foil is a curve. So does it have 4 curves on it? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is our quatrefoil. This is our curvilinear, that means curved lined triangle. Very good. All right, those are big words. Like I said, I just want to, and here's one. Here's Emery. She colored hers. She turned her quatrefoil into a flower I think maybe, who knows, Virginia ran out of time. Emery was working on a tree one over. And then, oops, well, here we go with Emery. Then we started working on our triangles forming quadrilaterals or forming four-sided shapes. And we used two small triangles to put together to make a larger diamond. But our geometry term is rhombus. Everybody say rhombus. Good. And Emery's is not colored in. Let's see if Esther colored her rhombus. Oh, yep, one I missed. So sorry. I probably skipped. Yes, Esther colored her rhombus. There's Esther's rhombus. And it looks like it means spinning top. So she made hers look like a spinning top design. Rhombus literally means the original word is top or spinning top. Okay, let's look back at this. I forgot this shape. This is a very important shape. The ellipse. And the ellipse is different from the oval. I'm gonna get them out and show you. So Esther made a pumpkin with her ellipse, but take a look. Can you tell me which one is which? Maybe if I put them against the whiteboard. Well, I'll give you a hint. The oval looks like an egg. That's right, that's this one, because it has a more narrow top. But the ellipse is actually the orbit of the planets. They go in an elliptical orbit around the sun. So we've got the oval and the ellipse. Everybody say those words. Oval, ellipse. I might be going too fast, sorry. I want you to say these words with me after I'm showing them to you. Okay, let's go back to Elena. So she did her, ooh, she's got the next one after the rhombus. And she traced it. I'm gonna hold it like this. She traced it, and it doesn't matter which direction you trace it or you form it. This is our trapezoid. And remember, it comes from the Greek word we talked about. It means table. Doesn't that look like you could put a little chair there and a little chair on the other side and it would be a little table? Trapezoid, and you've been practicing that shape on your shape pages that you've been doing. So trapezoid. Elena didn't get that one colored. Let's see how Virginia did. Maybe we ran out of time because some people aren't coloring these. Ooh, great. Our next shapes are two different, this is a really big word and I think you've been using that, parallelograms. Two different parallelograms. And we took, you remember we took our shapes out of our rectangle box here. I'm just gonna hold it up to you. Remember, and we built them. We used triangles to build these four-sided shapes. So we have one parallelogram that looks like this and one parallelogram that is much longer and looks like this. But it has four sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're not really talking about why it's called a parallelogram yet. We'll do that in first grade, actually first and second. But we're just looking and just learning the shapes. So this is in the name, parallelogram, and building it with our materials. But I just wanted to review so we don't forget. All right, we got hers colored. And our next shape, I think she was turning it into a house. This is Emery's. What is it? We still made it with two triangles. There are two triangles. We made, that's right, and she wrote it a square. And I think she was putting a little roof on it and she was turning it into a house. I don't know if she finished coloring it, but what four-sided shape is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's our square. And Emery wrote it down. And let's take a look at Esther's. She's got her rhombus, her parallelogram, her trapezoid, her other parallelogram. Yes. Our next four-sided shape that we made with two different triangles was what has two long sides and two short sides. The rectangle, and she wrote it down up at the top. So she traced our rectangle box pieces and colored a little design on the rectangle. All right, let's see what's next. And that may be it. Just like I said, wanted to give you a quick review lesson so you do not lose the knowledge that you had. Oh, here's Elena. She did a really nice coloring of the rectangle. She turned it into a tall house or an apartment building. And what shape did she put on the top? That's right, a little triangle for the roof. So she made her rectangle and she's got her design in there. All right. Let's play a game. I'm gonna hold up a shape and you see if you can name that shape. Okay, I'm gonna start with, this is easy. What is it? Circle, you got it. Okay, next one. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so easy. Triangle, you've got it. Okay, I'm gonna pick a harder one. This is a harder one. This kind of relates to the triangle. I'll give you a hint. Do you remember? It's called the Curvilinear Triangle. Curvilinear Triangle, okay? Okay, let's take another curve shape. Remember this one? It has 4 quadra arcs or turns, quatrefoil. So it's called our quatrefoil, and it looks kind of like, some people say, a 4-leaf clover or a little flower or the top of a tree, a quatrefoil. Good, all right? Super simple. What shape is it? It's turning, turning, turning. Ah, it is the square. You got it. And the square we'll learn later, but you already know has 4 sides, all the same length. What's the difference between a square and a rectangle? I just said it has 4 sides the same length, and a rectangle has 2 long sides. See that? And then 2 short sides. Right. So square, rectangle. You know that? Okay, here's the table shape. And it can be a table shape this way or this way. You can see a little chair fitting under there and a little chair fitting under there. It's called the trapezoid. Very good. Okay. Which one looks like the egg? It's the oval. That's right. It's more narrow at the top. The oval. Take a look at this one. How many sides does it have? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sides. Penta means 5, so it's the pentagon. You've got it. And the last shape in our metal insets is the way the planets orbit the sun in an ellipse. An elliptical orbit. It's a little bit broader than this. It's not squished as much, but this is our ellipse. Ellipse. I've had kids say, because it kind of reminds you of your lips. Ellipse. That would be funny to trace the ellipse shape and make lips out of them. That could be fun. Okay, now remember when we take our 2 equilateral triangles, our 2 triangles, and we make this spinning top shape. What shape is this? It's our rhombus. Everybody say rhombus. Rhombus, good. And it's the shape, a lot of people call it the diamond shape. Looks like a diamond, okay? let's take a look. Let's make our, these are the shapes that aren't in the melon sets. Make our larger shape, and it is called a parallelogram. That's right. This is our big parallelogram. And it's got 4 sides, 2 sides that go the same direction, and the other 2 sides that go the same direction. Parallelogram. Parallelogram. All right. Let's take a look. And we've got our smaller parallelogram. Do you see it? Kind of shows up on my black shirt, but I'm not tall enough. Take a look there. Oh yes, parallelogram. So that's another one. But even though they look a little different, they are both called parallelograms. Let's see if I can hold this one up. It's hard with one hand. Really hard. All right, there are 2 examples of our parallelograms. And I think that's all of our shapes out of our, well, we do have bigger ones. We have our big, giant parallelogram out of our rectangle box. And obviously we have our what? This looks like a rhombus too. That's a little tricky, isn't it? And it is, you know, I've got to look that up. I can't remember if a square is also considered a rhombus, but for right now we're going to just call it a square. That's right. And our last one out of our rectangle box is our other skinnier parallelogram. We may just have 2 exactly alike. It's a little bit smaller. Okay, hopefully you remember some of those names. I went through those pretty quickly. You can go back and watch this again just to review, and maybe I'll bring you your geometry folders so that you can color in the rest of your shapes and be reviewing on your own. All right, I hope you guys have a great Easter weekend, and don't worry about work tomorrow. Today's Wednesday, but on Thursday, if you want to do a little catch-up work, you're welcome to, but Friday, we're going to take the day off to honor Good Friday, and at least I'm not going to be making any videos, and we're going to do the work that we would have done on Friday. We'll move it to next week, or do some of it, like some of the planet work and things, on Monday. Okay, God bless you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.